is the Glass Cannon Network.
Good evening. If you're watching this live or listening at home, raise your hand if you were in Boulder last week.
We were all
Crickets.
there. What?
Why? This is an audio format as well. We're all raising our hands.
I lost count.
Man, I forgot to raise my hand, and then I saw everyone else raise theirs, and I was like, "Oh, I was there."
That's
If everyone else told you to jump off if you saw everyone else jumping off a bridge, Joe, would you also jump off a bridge?
If I heard your voice sound like that, I would. There's like 7 Matthews coming at us through here.
What?
Matthew, are you
You're
in
not-
Discord unmuted or something?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Your first rodeo. Tonight's everyone's first rodeo, ladies. Or tonight's Matthew's first rodeo.
If it's your first rodeo, raise your hand, Matthew.
You know what? No one heard that. No one heard that except for you.
That's true.
So you just made it weird for everyone.
Well, if you're listening, it's the kind of voice that would make you want to jump off a bridge. It was like surrounded by 7 judgmental Matthews. I regret nothing.
It was like a panel of Matthews. It was like a deity, just like looking down upon you.
You know what? You could do worse.
Do you think, Matthew? Do you think you would be a fair and benevolent God to all? Or just people that are ideologically like in the same line as you?
Am I omnipotent and omniscient?
Obviously.
I mean, I don't know. Do I respond to this from like a Judeo-Christian background? Do I approach it as kind of like my own weird deity, like pantheon?
That sounds like a lot of double talk saying that you would kill half the planet. That's what
I'm
I'm
saying.
hearing.
I have literally no idea because I am but one human being and fallible.
You know what I think, Joe?
What?
Not about Matthew. About myself, obviously.
What would you do if you were God, Sydney?
I told you guys I was listening to Lord of the Rings, all of the series on audiobook, and it's fantastic and narrated by Andy Serkis, and it's so good. But I think I would lean towards Galadriel. I think I am like, oh yeah, if you gave me a lot of power, I would be terrifying and beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, obviously. But Matthew, I feel like to me, you read as like you would lean towards an elvish, like, you know, very knowledgeable, but maybe thinks like very highly of yourself because you're very knowledgeable. So I was like, oh, maybe Matthew would be a little Galadriel too. A little wicked if you got so much power.
Would you be a little Galadriel, Matthew?
Did you guys just hear Sydney call me like a little like high horsey?
She did slip that in there. It was very subtle.
No.
I think she called you a wicked, beautiful woman, which in Boston is the highest of praise.
You're wicked beautiful.
I would take that. For
You're
sure.
wicked beautiful, Matthew.
Skid, seems like the question of the day is, what would you do if you were God? I didn't choose this topic, but here we are.
Oh man, if I were God, man, I'd have a lot of work to do. I'll tell you that much.
Wait, about what? About what though?
I got a lot of problems with you people.
I think I would go the Dr. Manhattan route. I would hang out on Mars for a little while. Well, actually, no, I would hang out on Earth until it became clear to me that I could no longer relate to mortal people. Then I would retreat to Mars, build myself a castle made out of glass, hang out there for a little bit, and then I would just abandon the human race altogether after about like 60 years.
Yeah, just go to Europa.
Yeah, Europa or even further.
You can do anything you want.
Exactly. Even further.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Why limit yourself to Europa?
That is one thing that I would change because
Dr. Manhattan did.
What's the guy like? I want to get away. I want to fly away. That song.
Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz. Right. All right. So that's one. If I were God, that would be one thing I'd change because there's one line in that song that's really stupid. we can go away up to the stars, the Milky Way, or even Mars.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, we could go to like this entire galaxy filled with billions of stars and planets, or even, now don't limit yourself, we could go to the planet that's right next door to the one we live on.
See, I always have rationalized that lyric. It's that he's talking to someone, talking to this girl.
Talking to a dumb person.
No. He's talking to a girl, and he's coming in a little too hot. And he's like, we're going to go like galaxies untold. And she makes a face like, whoa, this guy's coming on a little too strong. And he like panics.
He
and
backs
backpedals.
off.
Yeah.
To Mars.
And he says even as a mistake and then says Mars.
Okay, well, see,
That's like
that's the thing. Because it seems like they had choreographed that whole video in advance.
And
So that doesn't really fit in with that notion. But
don't
I
forget
guess if
that
you want to be super generous, sure.
don't forget that Lenny Kravitz is Jewish, which means that Joe thinks his God is different than Lenny Kravitz's God.
I'm not sure where that came from.
I don't
about
know
that.
Give you that to chew on tonight. Huh?
The Roman Catholics don't share their God with the Jews. Look it up.
Roman Catholics don't share a lot with anybody, really.
Google it.
We don't share gods.
They're very selfish with their God.
Kate, are you Googling it?
What?
She didn't believe Lenny Kravitz was Jewish, I think that's
Yeah,
what she
she
said.
was like, is Lenny
Kravitz Jewish?
Is Troy making a joke? Or I don't know. Gotta Google it.
No, he is. At least half.
I just received the most alarming text in the world. I'm gonna
From
read it.
Lenny Kravitz?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
he
it
was
Lenny
listening-
Kravitz adjacent?
No, it's related to my immediate. I just have to share it because I'm coming down from my panic. My wife texted me, I just saved your life from a water bug that was creeping your way.
Oh, I just got chills, dude. Now I want to like look all around.
Now I'm on heightened alert.
Dude, you freaked me out. They
Wait,
can be anywhere. They can be anywhere.
They're the ones with like the bajillion legs, right? They're silverfish. Is that what they are?
No, they're kind of
Oh.
like roaches. But they're big.
It's like big
Like
roaches.
palmetto bugs are just like gigantic roaches. For something the size of frisbees, they're remarkably stealthy.
They really are. They can get up on you so fast. Yeah, they're just kind of like roaches that when you step on them, it's like you have a half hour of cleanup. You know what
It's
I mean?
like
It's not just
stepping
like,
on a
oh, got
kitten.
rid of that bug. It's like,
How do you tell the different? How do you tell? They look like roaches.
They're roaches.
They're called Oriental cockroaches, according to Google.
Apparently,
never
they
knew
have
this.
no relation to roaches.
I was always
What?
told don't step on a cockroach because then millions of their babies will explode into the world.
I heard that too.
What?
So you always want to scoop it up and eat it or throw it in the toilet.
Right.
Definitely eat it.
But don't
And the-
stamp on it because their babies come out and then
I
within
don't
a
think
month,
that's science.
millions of cockroaches. Google
think
it.
you're wrong.
Ask my buddy Lenny Kravitz.
I'm not Googling anything about cockroaches.
Google it right now.
No.
No one knows more about science than Lenny Kravitz,
It's true.
evidently.
no one in the world knows more about science.
I'm just thinking of Lenny Kravitz on The Simpsons when he's out there at Rockstar Camp.
Oh, yeah.
This is strange. So I Google water bug, Oriental cockroach comes up, and there's a little circle with a like megaphone. And so I'm like, what is this? I click on it thinking it'll like pronounce Oriental cockroach. Nope, it's the sound they make.
Oh, no.
And it just was
Oh. Yep.
Oh no!
Yes.
and it was horrible.
You know, Matthew, there's never just one. That's the thing.
Stop it. You
There's
stop it
never
right now.
just one.
Ask
For every one
Caitlin
you
if she
see, there's
stepped on it.
1,000 more that you don't.
Oh my god! Matthew is going to be on high alert this entire episode now.
And one time I came home, I was coming home from the U.S. Open with Joe, and we got off the train, and it was really hot. It was like the dog days of August.
We were playing doubles and we had qualified for the next day. we were just heading home for some rest.
We got pretty close. We got pretty close to being a contender.
Yeah,
at
that
tournament.
was a tough year.
Tough year. Anyway, it was really, really hot and really, really sweaty, and I needed a haircut, and I just felt like what felt like a trickle of sweat go down the back of my neck, and then I got into the apartment, and then the sweat moved back up. And I was like, it was a water bug.
Oh my God.
I think that's the thing is touching. It's the unknown. It's the as soon as you see it, you're like you place it in your mind, and you're like, there it is. I will get rid of it. But that's happened to me too. It's happened to everybody. I've like a brush on my neck, hair on my neck, and I have gone to brush it away, and in my hand I have felt a solid object on the back of my neck, and you just go, and you just like, I don't even care about bugs. I'm not bothered by them, but your immediate primal reaction is to just scream at the top of your lungs and fling it as far away from you as possible.
Lizard brain.
It's embarrassing. It's lizard brain. It is full lizard brain. It's so embarrassing.
It does go to lizard brain, full on lizard
A
brain.
lizard would eat it.
You're right. That's where we differ. That's where we differ, Skate.
Yeah.
Listen, wait, I know you're itching to start this episode, but I've been waiting patiently for you to ask me what I would do if I was a god.
Yes.
Oh, what would you do?
if
I wanna
you
know.
were a god?
I want to know.
Well, I had an answer, and then Skid went, and he mentioned like going to outer space. I thought I would be like judgmental and scary, but then I was like, maybe I'll go to Jupiter. I want to go to the planets too, and I wouldn't take on any followers because they're needy. They like ask for stuff all the time, and I just don't want to deal with any of that. So I would just kind of like be chilling and alone, but also judging everyone, and everyone would be scared of me.
You're missing
Would you
out if you're
mess
not
with people?
judging.
Would you mess with people?
Yeah. I'd be like a mischievous.
Like a trickster god.
Yeah.
like a Loki.
Like,
You'd be like a little
shit.
Loki.
There she is. Oh no. We better leave her offerings so she'll go away.
No more wedgies from that god.
I like deities that have like day jobs, like the Hermes of the world, where they're like, yeah, I gotta go ferry some people to the end of the world. I'm sorry, I'm busy.
Or you could just be like the god
today.
of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds sick.
Dionysus.
Dionysus.
God of wine.
slash
Or,
Bacchus.
yeah, to be a Bacchus.
Jim Bacchus. Yeah.
Ugh, I'd
Jim
kill to be a
Bacchus.
Bacchus. Are you kidding me? Have a bacchanal? You guys
Yeah.
serious? They're wild.
Yeah.
She's been to one.
Clearly.
You guys gotta come. Next one, I'll get you the invite. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're a good time.
A little subdued tonight, Lavallee.
Especially about a bacchanal. They're a good time.
You got a Boulder hangover? You're
I got
tired
a little Boulder hangover, not of the alcohol variety, of the just tired. I'm just tired, and it seems like there's no end in sight. But that's okay because Boulder was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I have a Boulder hangover too. It's like that sadness, like from leaving a con.
Riding that high, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
it's like-
nothing worse than leaving the con.
Yeah, it's like it was so much fun. And then you come back and you're like, and now I'm alone in my room again, reading.
And it happened so quickly. Kate and I were talking about this at 4:30 in the morning the next day when we took our flight about how it just was like, what happened to this weekend? You know, I don't know if it's because we're out of practice from traveling or what, but it was just like, it went by like that. And
It's a whirlwind.
you know, also because we only did one show, we usually do two, but it was so much fun. So if you were at the show, have low expectations for tonight. We can't beat it.
Yeah.
We can't beat it. That was the best episode we've ever done.
That was a great
So
episode.
good.
All the more reason, though, for you to come out next month to St. Paul, Minnesota and Asheville, North Carolina. That St. Paul show is almost sold out. It's getting there. I think it's going to sell out. Asheville, new location. We're already over half sold, which is great. I know there's some people traveling out there. You know, people get like Airbnbs for 10 people and people just travel like the Naish just
Dude,
rents an
that's the
Airbnb, meets each other for the first time. More people need to do that.
Yeah. Do you realize, do any of you that are doing that, and you on this call with me, realize how much more fun those people have than we have?
Oh, yeah.
They get to have, all I want to do is just go and stay at an Airbnb with 10
gaming.
people and play board games and drink beers and hang out and then like go to the show and then go back, keep playing board games. Like, that is the best. I'm so jealous of that crew.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, I know there was a big crew in Boulder, and there's people are getting together in Asheville. I'd love to be a fly on the wall of these Airbnbs, but if you can come on out. It is a great time, and if the Boulder show is any indication of what the 2023 tour is going to be like, you don't want to miss it because you can watch a video, you can listen to the pod, be there live, like you are tonight.
Yes.
As we jump back into this story. I'll give a quick little recap of the Boulder show. If you haven't caught it yet, hopefully by now the video's out. Fingers crossed. They take a long time to put together, but the podcast is certainly out. Hopefully you've had a chance to listen. a lot happened and also not a lot happened. But basically, before we started, you had just beaten or killed a few denizens of Lang who are the guards of this place. You're not quite sure. It seems like this lunar prison is almost abandoned. You went and looked at the pantry, the kitchen, the mess hall. Looks like people haven't used it in a while. It's very empty. And even outside, there's one guard. Now, the guard was a badass, but only one guard. Seems very strange. So you start exploring a little bit more. You find a room covered in blood and also a couple scrolls. A scroll of Cloud Kill, and then another scroll. I don't think you figured out what the other one was.
Oh, that's right. Cloud Kill.
You go around a hallway and you find it ends in just a wall, but there's something weird about the wall. It looks like almost like a natural rock, like it shouldn't be there. It doesn't seem passable, but Aldo notices with his keen perception scrape marks along the floor, almost like maybe the wall shifts, but there is seemingly no mechanism for that to happen. So you continue exploring. You find another guard room, again, empty. And then stairs leading up. You go upstairs, and as you go up there, a voice enters Ethel's head, telepathically, asking about the upstart Piper sending his men or something. And you're like, what? You eventually go upstairs, and you see this creature that you soon determine is known as a moon beast. It's this like inside out frog, the fucking thing that plays in Jabba's palace. What's his name? Ponda Baba? I can't remember.
Ponda Baba.
Or is it one of those guys? The blue one with the big nose. Kind of looks like him, but
he's
skin
Abyss,
color.
right?
Cy Snoodles was the guy on the keyboard.
Cy Snoodles.
I think Ponda Baba was the
Buttface?
woodwind guy, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, he... Or they think that you're in league with someone named Arknar, but there's no time to ask questions. Boom, dominates Ethel. Ethel starts attacking you guys. You can't get an attack in edgewise. He's coming over, hitting you with tentacles from his face, doing horrible things to you. Eventually, he listens to reason. You're able to realize, like, he thinks that you're someone that you're not, and so you stop the fight. He releases Ethel's domination and explains to you that the current prison is in the midst of a civil war. His protege, another moon beast by the name of Arknar, decided that he wanted to do things a little bit differently. He favored torture over this creature whose name is Yathkef, over Yathkef's more humane means of incarceration, trying to rehabilitate prisoners here on the Dreamlands moon prison. But it caused a bit of a schism between the two of them. And that wall that you saw that looks like it's shift evidently is a mechanism that the prison has in place for only to be used in the event of lockdowns. And the mechanism can only be done on the other side of the prison. And Arknar has sealed off that side of the prison. And it seems like they're both just biding their time trying to take the other one out and take over the prison. So you strike a deal with Yathkep. Give us the Yellow King, who we understand is imprisoned here, perhaps, and we'll be on our way. He says, okay, I'll give you the Yellow King if you go kill Arknar. Come back, you can have anything you want. And you say, okay, great. You're pretty beat up from the fight, and so you go into the records room to the south of where this battle took place, and Atticus is like, we need 8 hours. And it's good because you're going to want some time to explore this room, which is wall-to-wall cubby holes. And almost all of the cubby holes, as you start to explore, they all have names or little descriptions written in Aklo on them. Almost all of them have perfectly clean jawbones inside. Perhaps past prisoners who are no longer with us. Why are they preserving the jawbones? Or is that what happens? You come in, they take your jawbone, and then send you down to the cell. You don't know.
They spoke out of turn.
Oh, an eye for an eye.
Prisoners should be seen and not heard. Jawbones out, but you do find like a little over a dozen cubicles that still have personal possessions inside. Some just a couple coins, some like a tunic. And we end the episode with 2 of these really jumping out at you. You do see one for the Yellow King, I should mention, but there is one that says Alaric on it. And inside is a locket with a small, very, very small painting of Suki inside. Suki finds this, her eyes widen. That name means something to Suki. And then Eris finds one, and the description just says, a female flesh warp witch. And Eris looks inside and finds a puppet that looks exactly like Egg. And that is where we pick up today's session. Ladies, you have the floor.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I got nothing to say because you need to tell me what the F is going on here.
I imagine you guys, Ethel and Aldo and Atticus, you see this look of, maybe shock on their faces, but what happens next?
I think as soon as Suki sees the name Alaric, she opens the cubby, they're just looking through everything, and she takes out this locket, and as she opens it and sees that it's her inside this locket, I think she closes it very quickly, and puts it down and kind of looks to see if anybody noticed that it was her. And she turns around and Atticus is directly behind her.
That's a very
Head
evil.
tilted down, looking over his bushy rat eyebrows at you like, Suki, something wrong?
No. No.
What is it? A clue? The Yellow King. Have you found something?
No. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's, I don't even know what it is. And she holds out the locket to Atticus and opens it and shows him.
He looks at the locket, eyes dart back up to you, back down. Well, it is a dream. A nightmare. What about this name? Do you recognize this name?
I do. Actually, it's... He died.
So it's someone you knew, someone close to you?
Yes.
Someone who would have had a locket of you in our waking life?
He had this exact locket, actually. And she tears up a little.
Or
Sorry.
What happened to him? Is he gone?
Yes, he died. He died a long time ago. I know it's a dream. It feels so real, and if he's here, I don't know.
Suki, I truly don't mean to pry into your personal affairs, but it is very important to understand these questions, and if they are too difficult, just let me know. Do you saw him die?
Yes,
And you saw his body?
Yes, as far as Yes. I cared for him very deeply, and as far as I know, yes, he died. Now I'm confused. Now I don't understand.
Was he like you, had he studied the lore of dreams?
No, he was human.
Okay, it's all right. It could just be something placed here deliberately to manipulate you and to throw you off.
It doesn't make any sense. How would they know that I would be here? We were never supposed to come here.
We don't quite know the powers that the Count had at his whim, or the powers he unlocked by coming here in the first place. Him or Wayrale. We don't know if they know each other. There is so much that we don't know that we cannot suppose anything, particularly that they wouldn't know you, or that we were coming.
All right, well, I'm going to take this, and...
Well, just a moment. Does it have any magical powers?
Oh, I didn't even...
Don't be so hasty.
think she takes it off her neck.
It's a moment. Are you really wearing a locket of yourself around your neck?
He died! died. Yes. I loved him.
Well, there
No,
it is.
it's not that weird. For a while after my divorce, I had to carry around a replica of like a little painting of my face, just in case I lost myself and had to remember who I was.
Painting of my face.
Holds both Ethel's
little
shoulders, and she goes, "You understand so deeply how I feel."
I do.
She's gonna do an Arcana check on
On Ethel?
Ethel. She's like,
Oh,
"Are you
Ethel,
okay?"
we know you're magical. Please. There's no question.
That's gonna be a 30.
Yeah, no, it doesn't appear to have any magical properties. You can detect magic on it as well. Nothing. Look, it's just a plain, simple locket that, if you did in fact see it in Galarian, looks identical. Wow.
She puts it back. She puts it back on. She goes, There's nothing special about it except that it's special to me. Let's move on.
The door opens and it's just your face again.
She closed.
This is something.
Eris yells out and goes,
Image.
"Hey guys, look! There was another flesh warp witch who stayed here, who also had a puppet as like her minion, but it looks just like Egg. Isn't that crazy?
Where is
Ethel
Egg?
drives his hatchet into the
Egg?
chest of the new
Egg's
egg.
right here."
So
And
there's
she
two
holds
of them?
up. She holds up Egg, my egg, and then she holds up the puppet that she found in the thing, right next to each other. They look exactly the same. She's like, "Isn't this crazy?"
Oh, no, there's two.
Eris,
I mean, this one's not the real one. I don't. This
Eris,
is the other flesh warp witches.
how many flesh warp witches do you know off the top of your head?
Well, I haven't met a lot of witches in general, but I'm the only one that I know of.
Right,
So this is going to be great to meet this other one.
right.
How very
Yeah.
exciting.
It doesn't just look similar, it actually looks identical to.
I know. We have similar tastes in dolls. I make mine, so this person must also make theirs.
Identical tastes.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You made Egg.
I make egg, yes. Every
And-
time I need
Yes,
to make
all
egg.
women.
This isn't the first egg I've made. Sometimes I lose them. Sometimes
Can't make
I
an
light on
omelet without doing
fire.
that.
and I make another one.
Break
she-
it, I'm hungry.
She whispers to Aldo and Atticus and Ethel. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Is something wrong with it?
Almost certainly not. What are you thinking?
Let's say, this is fun. Let's say when we're thinking on the count of 3.
All right. 1,
Oh, 2,
2,
3.
3.
There's something
have to
wrong
kill
with it.
Eris.
Eggs Benedict.
Now, see, none of us were thinking what each other was thinking.
Galeris.
That's why it's important to talk these things out. We wouldn't have known.
Suki says,
While you're doing this, she's like holding the dolls up together and like playing with them, like talking to each other.
making them kiss.
Also, Kate, it's not helping how freaked out I am that one of your hands has reddish nail polish and the other hand has green nail polish, like perfectly timed for this poppet conversation. It's freaking me
Fashion
out.
Joe, look it up.
I did look something up though. I looked up poppet for the hell of it, and there's a Wikipedia post about poppets and how witches use them. So I've added the image to the chat. I can't, or to Roll20. I can't imagine this is what you guys were going for, but
No.
That's just an example of one kind
it's
of
just
puppet.
one kind of puppet. But
Mine
I mean,
looks like a doll that a child would want to play with, but is very simple looking at the same time.
this is so
God, look at that. There's like a nail right through its face,
It looks
right
like
through its
someone
pelvis.
pulled it out of their nose.
No, I think it is literally nailed to a wall. God, that is scary.
That's some Blair Witch shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Troy, I'm ashamed of you. As someone from Massachusetts who is also a theater person, the puppets are all over the Crucible.
I don't like that play.
You know, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I don't remember words from things I don't like either.
Because it is my name!
I never
Am I
liked
right,
the
guys?
Crucible.
Anyway, I think that possibly. Oh, what's that? Is that another puppet? Skid's got a puppet.
That's terrifying.
Eris, let's get to the bottom of this. Where did you find it?
I found it in this little cubby labeled Flesh Whip Warp Lady, and it was inside.
What does it say, Troy? What is the cubby labeled? Is it a name?
Flesh warp witch.
Let me just see. Female flesh warp witch.
It just says female flesh warp witch.
Eris, try to talk to the puppet. Perhaps you can communicate with it and find out who its owner is.
Oh, yeah, maybe it still has all of it. So I do, like, I guess, an occult check on the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, natural 11 for a 21. Wait, 30.
30.
I have a plus 19. It was hard math.
It is, you just kind of hold it in your hand and it ragdolls. It's inert and unresponsive. But it has all the exact same features as Egg. Just kind of.
Yeah, this one's not being used anymore.
Well, I don't
must
think
have
it is merely a coincidence that there is a cubby here for a flesh warp witch, and also Suki's former acquaintance is found in here as well.
I don't like it.
This place has a
Okay.
history that is connected to us in some way. Keep your eyes open.
It's bad omens. Oh, wait. There's another cubby. It's for the Yellow King.
Now we're getting somewhere. We dig into that cubby that says the Yellow King.
Just two things. Magical dagger. Dagger that's emanating magic. And a yellow cloak, which again is really just a piece of the old curtains stitched together from the caravanserai. Maybe bleached yellow from the sun.
I realized I already had that in my notes. We did that the last time. Okay, we found them.
It's fun to
those two
reiterate.
things.
Did we do an identify magic on the dagger?
Yeah, I can just tell you it's a +1 striking dagger.
Right.
Cool.
You also found one that said human woman that had a magical, magical armor, magical composite longbow.
Magical shirt, magical composite
Yeah.
longbow, a thin dagger wrapped in cheetah hide, and a sack of trophies of animals. Do we want to go through that?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, just again, we're rolling over the checks that you didn't make. It is a +1 chain magical shirt, a +1 striking magical composite longbow, and the dagger that's wrapped in cheetah hide is not magical, nor are the gruesome trophies in the little sack.
If no one else has any interest, I'd really like to take the composite longbow.
Certainly, by all means.
Yeah.
I have no interest.
I take it, and then I also take the magical arrows that was in the male elven wizard's cubby.
Ah, yes, a quiver with 3 green penetrating arrows. Cool. And I will tell you that the javelin was a javelin of lightning.
Oh,
I always loved the Javelin of Lightning. That's such a cool item.
They're cool.
who wants that?
I'll take it.
To Aldo, right? Why not?
I could, yeah, no. I
Yeah.
I'll take that for certain. Sure.
Right. I put the bow on my back and the quiver on my back.
And
I'll take a moon animal trophy.
Yeah, so there's 3 trophies. There's a claw, a weird claw, an unidentifiable set of fangs, like really long incisors, and a snout. And the snout looks very familiar to Atticus and Aldo.
Snout.
Oddly familiar.
But we can't place it.
Give me a nature or a cult.
Okay.
Do an occult.
I'll do a cult, yeah.
28 on occult for Aldo.
It almost looks like the snout is like vomiting spaghetti. It is in fact a Zoog snout.
Ugh.
Zoog.
Ooh.
Like the king of the Zoogs? Zoogs?
King of the Zoogs.
Another one of the Pretender's subjects is
One of his grace's subjects.
We shall have to return this to His Majesty.
You You ran afoul of them when you were in the trees, where you fought the tigers and
Totally.
met Nestor Binlay and whatnot. And then, yes,
right.
there was the Battle of the Kings, the Pretender
of the
King.
Kings.
Battle of the Kings.
One of the best
Clash of
posters from
Kings.
last year.
Yeah.
Is that in Indianapolis? Is that?
That was, Indy
Yeah.
Night 1.
That was awesome.
Charlie, right? It was the loser of the Battle of the Kings was Charlie.
I can't remember what his name. Charlie Thumbbottom or something.
Can we just like go roll ourselves up in the pee rug and get some rest?
He has made it clear that the P rug is not to be touched, and he's really creepy. So I think you might want to just shut the door and hang out in here.
Yeah.
Rest your 8 hours, which will have no mechanical consequences for the game. Unrelated, I'm just going to roll a few D100s.
A few D100s?
It's definitely not creepy in here with all the jawbones looking
Yeah.
at us, right?
Right? All the polished and clean jawbones.
A terrible place to rest.
Okay. But you've reached an accord with Yathketh. 8 hours pass. Get some healing. Let's take a quick break and then get after it.
Sweet.
Cool.
How many hit points do you have exactly, Joe?
I have exactly. I was in the middle of preparing my spells for the day. 78.
78, okay. Great. Out of
78.
perfect. You were the one most concerned about the healing, so now you're back to full. Is
You
everybody
only have
full?
78 hit points?
Yeah.
Wait, if we're
Yeah.
taking literally 8, we keep saying we're taking literally 8 hours. Is this a
Yes.
full rest?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a full
Oh,
rest.
okay.
Full night's rest. First time you've rested in the Dreamlands. In
Not
fact,
true. Second time we've rested.
When was the first time?
On the flight to the moon.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
We slept in the car.
We slept in the car.
We got a snooze.
Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there?
All right, let's rock. What are we doing? We're going to the other side of the prison, right? We picked a side in this civil war now.
All right, so
we're
yes.
conscripted into the East Side Army.
You may not remember, towards the end of the show, you find the model of this prison. You see the little switch
Right.
that opens up the drawbridge. That's actually in the room where Yathketh is right now. If you remember, there was an alcove with a big
Yep.
lever. Okay, on the other side of the prison, you see the thing that goes that moves the rocks. Right now, you don't have access to that, but you do see, leading from the lake to the north, where you guys came in on the Shantak, there's looks like some sort of drainage pipe that leads to the western side of the prison. That might be a real pain in the ass. And then there is that grate with the funnel in it, where it looked like liquid was being passed from the pantry into the kitchen, where Suki turned into a lizard and snuck through, and that led right to the hallway that connects to the other side, that shifting hallway. So that would be your best bet. You just need a way of everyone passing through that small grate. If you can figure out that would be the easiest way. As it stands, that appears to be the only two ways as you stare at this perfect little replica. Think Beetlejuice. That's where my head is at.
Troy, could you show us the map again?
I never showed it to you.
No, the map that we were on when we were downstairs.
All right, I thought you were trying to catch me. Sure, let me show you wait a minute. Okay. Boom. Saucington. So if you see where I'm pinging Schma, pretty much center, little south of center of this building, that was that mess hall.
Yes. Yeah.
And Suki went up to those doors, and they were locked, and she was alone. And so she came back to you. You guys came. Let's go in the front door. That's when Ethel just the portcullis, and you almost died.
I do remember that. All right.
So now we have keys. Do we have a key to that door? No.
You have keys, and they have unlocked all the doors that you've gone through.
So we can unlock the doors. Only I can get in through the grate as of right now, but we also have the 2 dimension door spells, and we have, metagaming-wise, an unknown scroll because Kate stole a scroll, and we don't know what it is.
Correct.
Yeah, while we're westing, can I like sneakily try to figure out what that is?
Sure.
You jerk. You absolute jerk.
Yeah, and
You do.
Yes, and.
So, yeah.
Yeah, give me a Arcana, recall knowledge, Arcana, or identify magic. How do you figure out what a scroll is? I don't really care about these kind of rolls.
oh, okay. I got a 17.
Total?
I rolled a natural 2.
Oh. Yeah, it's just identify magic, I believe.
That seems low. I don't have my DCs around.
This is not something that I can do. Like, it's not being passed around. What's going on? Sydney, why are you... What's the shit-eating grin for? What am I missing?
Me?
Remember, she shoved it in her...
So you said that we don't even know the scroll exists. That's why.
I'm saying we don't know it exists. Yes,
Okay,
'cause
that's what I
Kate
thought.
I'm staying true to the story, and I'm saying Kate has a scroll that we don't know about.
Eris has a scroll that you
Sorry,
don't know about.
Eris
Kate
has-
would share everything with you.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I thought Suki had the scroll. That's why I was confused. I thought you were
No.
like sneaking
I
up
have-
to Suki while she was sleeping and trying to look at it.
I have Cloud Kill.
You have Cloud Kill.
Cloud kill.
Okay, cool. So then we can't help you because you're not sharing.
Okay.
I think it's probably a spell that's on your spell list, and it says if you find a scroll, you can try to figure out what spell it contains. If the spell is a common spell from your spell list or a spell you know, you can spend a single recall knowledge action and automatically succeed at identifying the scroll spell. If it's not, you must use identify magic to learn what the spell scroll holds. I have a feeling it's on your spell list. It's the spell confusion.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, cool.
All right. We were just talking about this, the confusion in 2E. Very different.
Very
What
deadly.
level is that?
It is
level.
a 4th level, John.
4? Okay. I
I
don't
would
have that.
say
You don't have that. It's
No.
not- Well, but it
I
might be
feed
on
it to
your...
my poppet.
Yeah, I'm saying it might be on your spell list. You may have just not learned it.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I feed it to Egg while you guys aren't looking overnight, and now Egg knows confusion. And I also know, didn't we Dimension Door? Dimension Door.
We have 2 dimension door scrolls.
How many people can you take with the 2E dimension
None.
door?
Zero.
Zero.
One
If
person.
you try to take a person even in like held in an extra dimensional container, the spell is lost.
Yes.
You cannot take anybody else with you.
Yeah, it's just for one. It's a table for one sort of spell. But I'm just confused. I've been confused about the wizard learning it because the wizard basically, like, you need gold to learn it. And so I don't know what our party gold is. I'm sure we have enough, but like, either we have to just do it or he just has to use it and expend it. But I don't, it's a weird situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how consumables, like you can't take stuff from the Dreamlands back with you, but how do consumables work?
Right, but if you read it and memorize it, does that go travel back to the real world?
Does it come back in your mind? Yeah. I would
Yeah,
think it
that's what I was
imprints-
saying. Like, I would make the case that you would be able to do that because it's basically just, it's like a memory. And
Yeah.
we do remember like what happens to us here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would too. I would rule the same way.
So Sid, you could get in. So we have 2 dimension doors. Is the target of dimension door personal, or can you cast it on somebody else?
It says cast range 120 feet, so.
Yeah, I feel like you can cast it and then one person can go through.
You can instantly transport yourself and any items you're wearing. It doesn't say like a willing target.
Oh,
I think the range is.
Personal.
I think the range is referring to how far you can travel, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, copy.
You instantly transport yourself and any items. Yeah. So if this would bring another creature with you, even if you're carrying it, the spell is lost.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Sid, you have a way to get in without the spell. Eris, do you have a way to get in without the spell?
I also have gaseous form,
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
which again, it's another level 4 spell. Other than that, I could send egg in there, but if I lose egg, I can't cast spells.
Send egg in solo to see what's up. All right, so it sounds like we've got Sydney can turn into a small creature. Joe's got Dimension Door. Kate can go gaseous. So how does Aldo and Ethel get through?
And we can't. I guess, is there a way to use magic? Is there a use magic device equivalent in 2E that Ethel could try to use the scroll himself? I'm asking Joe.
Why are we doing this?
We can't get
So we can
through
get to the other side of the
metal
prison.
grate that's in that
I thought that we
kitchen
found like a lever that opened something.
No.
We
on
didn't.
the other side of the prison that we can't get to.
Yeah,
So either
the only
there are some
leather
pipes.
the only lever you have access to is the
wait.
portcullis.
But you said something about pipes, right?
Yeah, there-
In the map?
Yes, so the other option is it appears there is some sort of ductwork from the lake a mile north of the prison, leading to a sewer grate on the western wall. So that appears to be an option. You just don't know what's.
I'm amazed at all of your collective restraint at not quoting the Shawshank Redemption about crawling through a mile of shit to get whatever.
We were waiting for you.
I can't do Morgan Freeman justice.
I thought you were
Morgan
doing it.
Freeman
I thought
talking?
I was like, is that Morgan Freeman?
The other handle. We're under the impression this is. We know where it is,
You can see the room. Yeah, it's on the other side of the prison, on the second floor.
and we know what it opens.
Yeah, so this model prison, everything works.
Oh.
Everything works the way it works. So the little lever that's right near where Yathkef is, you can press it, and you see the portcullis on the model go. Whoosh.
Yeah.
Same thing on the other side of the prison, second floor. There's a little lever. You move it, and the rock wall goes and opens up another passageway. In fact, it opens up the passageway that you guys walked up against a wall. When it moves, that allows you to access the other side of the prison. But right now, you can get to the other side as well.
So
You
all
just
we have to do is one person just needs a dimension door there and flip the switch, and then everybody can walk in.
No, Dimension Door, you must be able to see where you're going in 2E.
And
So it's useless.
And it's
No,
full
we can
of
get into the.
prisoners.
We can get from the. Were you listening to any of our conversation?
No, because I was preparing spells. So the room with all the tables has a locked door, and we have keys now. That's what we're saying.
Yes.
the only problem is you've got to get through a tiny little grate.
Yeah.
And we were discussing ways to get through the gate. Sydney can turn into a lizard or other small animal. Kate has gaseous form. You have Dimension Door. That leaves 2 scrolls of Dimension Door, and Aldo probably has the ability to. Use
I don't have
them.
Dimension Door. I have a
I
scroll of
fed
Dimension
my
Door.
scroll to my puppet.
And her scroll's gone. So she knows Dimension Door.
Can gaseous form be cast on another person?
I'm pretty sure. Let me.
Because if
open
it could,
again, 'cause I
then you
took
can
it off.
dimension door yourself and gaseous form somebody
Yeah,
else.
target. One willing
Great.
creature.
All right, so now you
great.
just need one more person. Because you could cast Dimension Door on yourself. Joe could cast Dimension Door from the scroll. Sydney Azuki can lizard, mouse, whatever you want. Then Eris can cast gaseous form on either Aldo or Ethel, so you just need one more person. This is kind of fun. This kind of shit, I could do this for hours.
Do it on Aldo. I'll go crawl through the mile of shit. I know that's what you were all thinking. I know.
Well,
But I really don't want to have
that's
to do
what
that.
we're paying you for, isn't it?
I really don't want to get eaten by a shit monster on the way in.
Yeah, what if you face a shit monster and you're all alone?
Well, wouldn't be the first time, huh?
Is that the plan then? Is that what we're actually doing?
I am going to retcon, learn this scroll, and prepare Dimension Door then during that rest.
Yes, we would have done that. Then.
So I will prepare. I will learn it. I will spend the gold for it. We'll figure it out. But I haven't bought anything in this campaign. I know that I have the gold for it. I'm sure. But I'll make a note of it, and then I will. So I'll cast that on myself.
Any other spells you guys have?
The other thing that I was thinking of preparing is that I haven't prepared in a few days. I actually did prepare it. Is Invisibility Sphere. It's something that hasn't been useful to us lately because Troy's our GM. Because it's mostly just like anytime you go anywhere, the enemy immediately gets the jump on you. But I think in this case where we know where we're going, we know what we're looking for in some way, and we could all move huddled very close together and be invisible, it might give us the jump on somebody.
Well, the reality is, obviously I've been in the past stringent versus invisibility, but the rules are very clear into it. Well, actually, they're not very clear, but it's not like you're completely undetectable. You all have to use hide actions to like avoid being detected, to change yourself from hidden to undetected to conceal. So there's a whole slew of things. Invisible just means they kind of can't see you, but you're very detectable. If you don't have stealth, you're going to be heard.
Oh,
but it just means a DC like 11 check or a DC 5 check for them to attack you. So it 50% chance, 50% mischance, 25% mischance.
Troy,
Yes.
I looked at the grate.
Oh, great.
I looked at the grate when I passed through it, and we did check it out and stuff. Would I know if its hardness is 4 or less?
Cheapers.
No, you wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know that?
But you wouldn't think it would be. It's a iron grate.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? You got something that can obliterate something of
Yeah, I was thinking
hardness
if I...
4 or less.
I'm just like, if we're preparing spells, like if I prepare Shatter, if I could just cast a spell on the grate and explode it, then we
I
don't
don't
have
think Shatter's meant to be used on iron.
If
What
it
makes
was a
you think
glass
that?
grate, you'd probably be fine.
Yeah, if it was made out of like Steuben crystal, perhaps.
Okay.
Or
Kate.
rock candy.
Maybe this is a dumb question, but can you prepare more than one gaseous form?
Oh, wait.
So I've got 3 level 4 spell slots. 1 for Dimension Door, 1 for Gaseous Form, 1 for... So if I prepare 1 more Gaseous Form, that's all my level 4s. But I can.
Sounds a little greedy if you ask me.
How bad you want to be in there?
I just worry that if I go up by myself, if I trek a
Yeah.
mile on the moon, then crawl a mile back, I'm going to get eaten, or you guys are just going to be left
It
alone.
might be worth it, just because my only other level 4 spells are Countless Eyes, Phantasmal Killer, which Atticus has. Yeah, and that's it. So I can use 2 slots of Gaseous Form.
I would appreciate it. I will crawl for shit for money. I've done it before. But if I
But
don't
I
have
can't
to,
give you...
Okay, wait.
I can't give you
done it
eyes,
before?
though.
What
I
if-
do like it when you give me the eyes. It's weird. It's an odd sensation, but it does help me in combat.
That was
Thanks.
very, very uncomfortable before. I think Suki had something to say, or Sydney.
I'm just trying to bypass this wall. What if I cast Pass Wall?
Now that is a spell that is perfect for the situation.
It's a spell called
It's
Pass Wall.
Pass Wall. It's a visible tunnel through a wall in a chosen area, replacing the area with empty space. If the wall is thicker than 10 feet, the tunnel ends at 10 feet. Even a small layer of metal in the wall... Fuck! Sorry, guys, I got to that last line.
There,
No,
that
no,
wasn't even the last line. That was like
Even
Wait, no, Sid,
there
I
was 2
think
more
that
lines after that.
This
That wasn't
part
even
of
close to the
wall-
last line.
This part of the
Even-
wall right here
Yeah,
doesn't
you
have
could
any
use
metal in
it.
it.
even a small layer of metal in the wall prevents the spell from functioning.
But I'm saying this part of the wall right here in the pantry probably does not have metal inside of it.
5 foot wall.
Don't
Don't forget, Troy decides what
I
does and
know.
does not have
I'm-
metal in it.
I don't. I look at the features of the lunar prison, and it tells me, oh, interesting. That's what it's made
Oh,
of.
interesting. Every wall has a thin
Do they gild
plate
their
of metal
walls
in the middle.
It's funny that they thought that far ahead to include that line.
I'm not doing it.
No, hold on. This might be.
Well, maybe you can.
This might be the solution for 1 spell slot.
Troy's gonna
Yeah.
put metal in the wall, make me waste a 5th level spell slot, and then have to do all our stupid spells anyway.
You guys are so close.
All right.
Ethel pulls a magnet out of his pocket, which he carries everywhere because it's something one of his children gave him, and he tests to see if there's any iron in the stone wall in the pantry.
Just wait, you're down. So you guys left?
Yeah,
you
we
guys
go
are
downstairs.
Down? Okay, let's go to the map. Enough of this goofing around here.
I'm gonna quote you from like 7 minutes ago. I could do this all day.
Are we all right? So you guys are here, right?
Yeah.
All shoved into this pantry with this
Crammed into the pantry.
dumb snake.
Does the snake need to be on the floor?
Sadly. All right, so you hold your magnet up to the wall, and it just hits the floor.
It's science. It's not... Doesn't have metal in it.
There's no
There you
iron
go.
in there. Or the magnet's not very strong.
Should I?
This is an ideal situation for that spell.
It really is,
What it
yeah.
might
It really is.
Okay.
Perfect. City, it's
All right.
perfect.
Okay.
This goes back to first edition D&D, by the way. The spell. This is the old magic. Very powerful.
The old magic.
Old magic.
Okay, let me just hold on. I'm preparing that spell now. Definitely. Just getting rid of this other thing.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
I'm allowing all this because I would imagine you guys would have talked through 8 hours. Like, what should
Yeah,
we do?
hours.
How do we figure this out?
Yeah.
And instead of doing it here while sitting in the pantry. All right. So what should we have prepared last night?
So
right.
what's the plan?
What are we gonna do again? All right. Walk me through how what Suki does. What does this look like?
So I think we go in. We're all in that tiny weird pantry area with the funnel now. And I think Suki is with Ethel as he's like, knocking on the wall and holding the magnet up. And he's like, this is the perfect area to do it.
Anyone got a stud finder? Maybe there's metal lashings.
And she goes up and she also like feels the wall and she's trying to do her nature thing of like, is there earth and rock in this wall? And she casts pass wall next to the gate, not on the gate, away from the metal. And she just, I guess it's like, I don't know, earthbender style. Like she puts her hands up against it and she like plants her feet very solidly. And then it's like, whoom, it's almost like illusion magic. Like it just opens the wall into like a straight tunnel as if it just sheared the wall through.
It's so cool.
Your fingers touch the wall and it's smooth and a little bit greasy as well. And as your fingers touch it, it just parts open and you see through to the other side.
Yes.
Yes!
Pass wall.
Pass wall.
Amazing work, Sydney.
Awesome. How about give yourself a bottle cap? That's bottle cap. Cap
Thanks,
ready.
Troy.
Nice. All right, slip.
team.
We all slip in. Atticus is in.
Yeah, we go.
We're in.
Ethel's in. He starts scrambling some eggs.
I'm going to pass out moderate elixirs of life, one each to each of you, and I'm keeping 2 for myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
This is
Thanks, buddy.
Not all of you have been in here. This is obviously a kitchen, oven, mixing pots, tools. What few utensils are in here are all dull. Obviously, they weren't leaving weapons out for the prisoners who were on kitchen duty to use. But again, it doesn't look like it's been used in a while. And now you know why. Or do you?
Let's go.
Yeah, Suki tells them quietly, it's through this door, and then the double doors in the mess hall, I think is where we're trying to go.
Okay.
She leads them to the double doors, and she'll go on one side of them.
Walking through the mess hall, 3 long tables of strange dark wood with matching benches, all scarred from years of use. Also unused. And you approach the double doors.
Ethel, let's go.
You need me?
Ethel, in here.
I was eating eggs. Okay.
Here are the keys. Open the door.
Is this the door right here in the center that you were leaving a space for me for? I can't see the
where
wall.
Where Suki is the door.
Okay. Ethel will.
Atticus is standing on the table.
Ethel
Suki, you want to back off there,
will-
Suk?
Do you want me to? Okay.
We'll send Ethel in there first, right?
I thought the door was in the middle. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I was confused.
All right. Ethel will listen at the door real fast. Crack die. Okay. 31 perception. 32 perception.
Don't hear anything.
I will
Atticus
use
is
the
going
keys.
to detect magic through the door and through the wall, see if there's any presence of magic just on the other side of the door for whatever, 30 feet, 60 feet.
None.
Never remember. No magic. Okay.
Ethel will use the keys. We'll go through the keys until he finds one that fits the lock and open the door.
Tutum. You see a small 10-foot wide hallway to the north and the south. There are scrape marks all along the floor. Obviously, the way that the hall can shift from this mechanism that you know exists upstairs is you see those scrape marks on the floor, and then there's another set of double doors in front of you, leading further west.
I approach the doors, and then I listen at these doors as well. That would be a 29.
Very silent.
I use the ring of keys to open the door.
You open the door. You see a what looks like a large room that spreads out to the north and the south. In fact, a little ways to the north, there seems to be a little hallway between several cells. Looks like there's 2 long lines of cells crowding this oppressive stone room that lies before you. There are stone walls separating the cells, it appears. But beyond that, the cells themselves seem to be divided from the corridor with floor-to-ceiling walls of iron bars that don't provide any privacy. Just looking ahead, you don't see anyone in the cells. You see leather pallets, metal buckets, suspicious-looking stains. There's a sour smell filling the hall. And that's what you see.
Atticus, I think Atticus is seeing this open up a little bit. He's going to say, "Come close. I will make us vanish. Move quietly and watch your footfalls. We can still be heard, but if we can't be seen, perhaps we can pass unnoticed." And he will cast Invisibility Sphere. So as long as you're next to Atticus, we are all invisible for 10 minutes.
Can we see each other and you?
Mm-hmm. We can all see each other within the sphere. It's like a wall around us. It's a 10-foot aura around
So
Atticus.
cool.
Okay. What's everybody's stealth score?
I have a 15.
14.
Plus 11.
11 for me too.
Okay. Great. All right, so you're invisible. Pepsi slid out there.
Pepsi, get back.
She calls him back.
Crackers.
You can see that it looks like the room only goes another 10 feet to the south before it ends in the wall that leads outside, and another corridor there. So 2 corridors. If you look to the north, I'll give you a little bit more here. It thins out a little bit to the north. Yeah.
Well, from our knowledge of the model of the prison, how would we get to the I guess you're just trying to get to the second floor, right, for the mechanism?
Yeah. So if the model looks exactly like this room, then there would be rows of cells extending all the way to the west, and just up here would be to the north is where the stairwell is leading up.
To the stairwell. Ethel, go.
Aren't we all sticking together?
Yes, but you're leading the way. We got to wait for you to move your pawn.
Your pawn.
We will stay close behind you. Atticus in the center so everybody can be invisible.
All right. You start sliding up there. When you get to the middle, you can look down, and in fact, you're able to see into all these cells to the north and south. You can't see into the cells way to the north and way to the south because you haven't gone to that corridor, but you do see way down the end of that middle row the sewer grate that presumably led to the lake.
Amazing.
Right.
Okay.
The cells, now that you look, the 10 cells that you can see here, all empty. Apparently, it looks like you could house multiple prisoners in each cell, or at one time you did, because there are no signs of life. The iron bars of each cell are about an inch thick and set every 3 inches apart, and there's a lock on the outside of every single cell, still attached as far as you can see.
Is the sour smell getting worse?
Yes, and it appears to be coming from the grate.
Okay.
Good thing we didn't do that. Should we check the entire area before we go up to the second floor?
Well, there's nothing to see here. It's empty.
Well, we haven't-
There's like a lump or something, a pile, like a blanket or a cloak in that central cell.
Maybe the flesh warp witch is still here.
We also didn't check the south.
It's true.
Oh yeah, let's all
There's many more cells.
let's all back up.
So funny.
Just take a quick peek.
You're stepping on me. You're stepping
Did
on me.
someone drag all of you together, or did you all just move at the same time? I was like, that's just impressive. Okay, you look down the lower cells, and 3 cells in, you see a woman.
Oh.
She is dressed rather nicely, actually, although her clothes are soiled, probably from her incarceration. She has dark features. Give me a history or nobility. I don't know what the
Society
society. Thank you. I want to say nobility. Society.
Sociedad.
is a 25 for Ethel.
She appears to be Osiriani.
Ah.
All right, well, let's move on. No, I'm
And she,
kidding.
of course, doesn't see you. Let's see if. But as you come down there, 2 of you are loud enough for her to at least look over, but she doesn't see anything, and she's just like looks scared.
Keep pushing to the north.
Wait, you should let her out.
The spell will be over. We will lose our element of surprise. We can save her later. Let's go.
I wanted to ask her a question.
We'll keep it fast. Don't get into a 7.5 minute roleplay.
So I run down there.
We keep going up and down, up and down.
This is like a Clue.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it is. It is a clue.
I emerge from the invisibility
The sphere, yeah. So you walk out and you just become
front of
visible
her.
again.
And she could probably hear me jangling with my chainmail. She's like, "Psst, hello, madam. Hello.
Where did you come from?
Just over there, down the hall.
Who are you?
My name's Aldo. I've got some friends as well. What's your name?
My name is Diani Katiri. Are you prisoners here too?
No, we're here to rescue you. Maybe.
She just looks like very oddly at you when you say that, and she steps back. It's not like a smile hits her face, but there's this very strange look where she's gone from like fear to very serious. And she says, "No, I cannot be rescued. I have reaped the fate that I have sown in life. Destruction at the hands of these inhuman monsters is inevitable. It is what I deserve for the life I have led. Please do not try and rescue me, for I must die by torture at their hands, and it is a small price to pay for the darkness that I have let loose in our world. You see, I was an academic. Yes, I followed in the footsteps of my parents to study. They always told me to study, and study I did. But my studies, they took a turn that theirs did not. Do you know," she grabs the bars, "do you know what it is to finally see, to peer beyond the stars and see into the void? The great old ones, they are rising in our world. And I once thought, like a fool, that when they rose, they would exalt me as their herald. But I am nothing. We are nothing. We are like ants to them. No, I will not be rescued. And you will not be rescued, because it is much better to die here than to live in that world when they come. And they will come. So you'd best die here too. Yoga, Shotata, Manustare Kuntam Frtanga. I am yours. And we'll see you next week.
Oh my god. Oh man. That was like a glimpse into the campaign.
Yeah, we're gonna go down that hallway.
Freaked me out. I didn't even get to ask
We
my
get the
question.
same speech later after the boss was dead.
I should say that took 9.5 minutes.
I knew it would. You guys, come on, think for a second. Would you think?